Now let's meet the starting players and coaches for the Wildcats. And forward, number 4, Devin Purcell. And forward, number 10, Greg Nolte. And forward, number 13, Griffin Davis. On defense, number 14, Nolan Williams. On defense, number 21, Benjamin Eddington.
Welcome in, everybody, back on the Pass Shoot Score Hockey Network. We're here live at Patterson Ice Arena for Game 3 of the Caledonia 2025-26 season. Today they welcome the Mattawan Wildcats into town. We are going through player lineups.
And forward, number 11, Ty Lewandowski. On defense, number 13, Aiden Etel. And forward, number 16, Drew Nichols. On defense, number 23, Gabe Zupan. And in goal, number 73, Sam Ho. The Scots are coached by Tyler Janicki and assisted by Greg Sullivan, Dallas Hangley, and Connor Seymour. The privilege of this game is made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms that we enjoy. Now, let us honor and respect their efforts and our country. Civilian gentlemen, we ask that you please remove your hats. All veterans, we encourage you to render the appropriate salute. And everyone that is able to please stand at attention, placing your hand over your heart as we proudly sing our national anthem.
All right, player intros and the national anthem complete. We are ready to play some hockey. Third game of the season for both teams. Mattawan with 2 wins on the season already. The first one against the West Ottawa Panthers, and an overtime victory last night against Rochester's Stony Creek. Caledonia 2-0 on the season. 2 wins last weekend, the first against the Portage Muskies, and their first home game last Saturday against the Rockford Rams. Both teams are ranked in Division II Michigan preseason rankings. And so this is going to be a very close matchup. Mattawan coached by Ben Miller. Caledonia first-year head coach Tyler Janicki. And we are ready to roll. Starting up for Caledonia, Drew Nichols on the faceoff, wins it back to Gabe Supak. Supak sends it off the near side glass into the Wildcat zone. Wildcats go D-to-D, back to the near side, now back to the far side with a little bit of room. Pass through the middle, picked off by Bultema, but played ahead by the Wildcats and dumped in deep. Sam Hogue behind net, out for Aiden Itel. He takes a big hit on the wall. Wildcats move it in the corner, now out in front, into the crease. Hogue gets a stick on it. Bultema sends it back far side for Lewandowski. Wildcats jump in on it. Lewandowski high through the air to neutral zone. After it is Bultema. Wildcats dump it back in deep. Hogue settles it down for Supak. Supak pass out of his zone for Harmon Esch. Esch chips it in deep behind the Wildcat goaltender. Wildcats send it back to the near side. So Ethan Sova on that side. Bryce Mitchell out for Caledonia as well. This is Quigley. Quigley moved it up for Sova. Sova in the middle, deflected in by Esch. Esch in the corner, looking for Sova. Back to Quigley. Quigley down deep. Sova. Mattawan able to move it out and into the Caledonia zone. After it, Quigley. Quigley behind his own goal. Moore, Evan Moore. Pass over to the near side for Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell on his stick, takes it in down low. Good defense by the Wildcats. Mitchell keeps control behind the net. Mitchell now on the far side wall. Pass out to the point. Now over for near side for Moore. Moore finds a lane to shoot off a shin guard. Rebound, and that's gloved by the goaltender. Austin Osborne with a rebound shot and a good trapper save by the goaltender. Face off down low. Mikkelsen, Osborne, Voliska, Supak, and Cal can't move it to the middle. Mattawan plays it. Oh, up and into the bench for a whistle. Jagger Burns also up for Caledonia on the forward side. Jagger Burns, the junior from Caledonia on the faceoff. Puck played back to Supak. Wrapped around the wall for Osborne behind the net. Osborne can't control it. Mattawan from the near corner wraps it harder on the wall. Supak's there, deflects it in the air and bangs it in, but carried out by Caledonia. They'll bring it back and regroup out of their own zone. Now a pass to the near side and a dump in deep. Supak behind Hogue. Supak finds a lane to skate. Supak right down the center, crosses the red line and dumps it in deep. Caledonia will get a few players changed. Mattawan, hard off the wall, icing arms up, and we'll bring it down for an offensive zone draw. Bultema, Nichols, Lewandowski up front, Quigley, and Itel on defense. Drew Nichols, the junior forward, another Caledonia student. Sends the draw into the corner, behind the net. Pass out in front, Lewandowski's pass picked off by the Wildcats, and they'll send it near side on the breakout. Good back check by Lewandowski. After the loose puck is Quigley. Quigley trying to move it up the near wall. Finds Lewandowski. Lewandowski skates it to center ice. Loose puck, moves it up for... Didn't see the number on that. Shot over the net. Bultema holds it on the near side wall. Now the Wildcats move it to middle ice and dump it in deep behind Hogue. Itel there. Now Quigley back up the near side wall for Bultema. Bultema gets his way around one, skates it forward, cross to the far side, into the Wildcat zone. A shot saved by the goalie behind the net. Nichols with the puck. Nichols on the far side wall. Tried to make his way back into the middle. Puck loosened up. And Mattawan with control mid-ice. They dump it in. Evan Moore gives chase. Moore turns, sends a pass to Esch on the near wall. Esch cross ice for Supak. Supak from the red line dumps it in. And we will get a whistle. Power play for Caledonia. Too many men on the ice, it looks like, for Mattawan. As I count, they have 6 skaters on the ice. So Caledonia with an early gift and power play. Serving the penalty for Mattawan will be Caden Ribble. On the face-off, Drew Nichols. Nichols wins it to the near side. Trying to hold it there is Mitchell. Now played out by the Wildcats. They'll rush it ahead near side. Supak gives chase. Wildcats put a shot over the net all the way to the far side point. Held in deep. Wildcats in the corner. Mattawan plays it behind the net. Pressured by Supak, loosened up and taken by Sova. Sova for Mitchell. Mitchell, cross-ice pass to Lewandowski, who gives it to Mikkelsen. Mikkelsen takes a hit. Puck played at the blue line by Lewandowski. Lewandowski down low for Mitchell. Mitchell's shot and is saved by the goaltender. Minute 26 left in the power play. Sova, Lewandowski, Mitchell up front. Supak and Mikkelsen. Face off played by Cal to the end line. Sova after it. Sova's got it behind the net. Ethan Sova moves to the near side corner. Pressure on his back. Sova carries the top of the zone. Out to neutral zone. Supak has to take it. Now gets it back to Sova, who puts it in deep. Lewandowski turns, sends it through the middle of the ice, all the way through to Supak at the point. Mitchell had it jump his stick. Mikkelsen in the corner. Gets it back to Mitchell at the wall. Mitchell carries towards net, now behind the net with it. Near side, gives it to Sova. Sova's pass out for Supak. Supak back to Sova. Sova shot wide of net, all the way out. Far side wall. Supak holds it in, gets it to Mikkelsen. Mikkelsen back to Sova. Sova in the middle for Mitchell, a one-timer, a save by the goaltender. Mattawan with it behind their own net. They're going to burn that one length of the ice. 25 seconds left in the power play, played by Sam Hogue. Hogue leaves it for Boltema. Caledonia trying to get some skaters on the ice. We need one more. We need one more. There we go. Harmon Esch in his own zone now. Esch moves it out far side. Harmon Esch carries through. Oh, and tries to maneuver his way around Osborne, but whistled for offsides. Mattawan gets their fifth skater back, so their first penalty kill of the game. Jagger Burns, Landonmore, and now on the ice comes Osborne. Quigley and Eitel on defense. Landonmore dumps it in deep. Hard after it, Jagger Burns behind the net. Mattawan's there, puck sent to the far wall. Osborne got a stick on it. Behind the net, Osborne. Pass out in front, played back into the wall. Landonmore. Pass out to the point for Eitel. Eitel puts a shot in off a skate. Loose, Moore tried to center it, played at the blue line by Quigley, but loose puck played by the Wildcats. Quigley, though, got a stick on it. Wildcats advance it ahead. Wildcats down low, a shot. Save, loose behind the net. Landon Moore, near side corner, takes a hit. Puck tied up in the feet, now he moves it to Burns. Burns pass through the middle for Osborne, played by the Wildcats. Osborne driven into the wall, but gets it in the zone. Mattawan plays it to mid-ice. Mattawan, far side at the red line. Tried to carry it to the middle. Played by Boltema. After the loose puck is Quigley. Quigley from behind the net hits Boltema on the breakout. Boltema's cross-ice pass looking for Lewandowski goes long. Wildcats with possession in their own zone. They clear it. Loose puck back in the Cal zone. Takes a pool bounce into the goaltender, Evan Moore behind his net. Moore finds a lane. Moore's pass on the stick. Now pass to the middle for Lewandowski, takes a hit down low. Boltema. Mattawan breaks it out through the middle. Evan Moore takes the loose puck off the wall for Lewandowski. Mattawan's there, but Nichols bangs it in deep. Mattawan sets up behind their own goal, trying to set up a breakout. Caledonia with some fresh legs on the ice. Mattawan breaks it out on the near side, skates it up past the red line. Good pressure by Sova, turnover, gets it to Esch, but Mattawan takes it, holds it there. Puck loose, Sova gets it in the zone. Hard after it is Esch. Esch in the corner. Esch behind the net. Esch stops, pass back to the near side for Mitchell. Mitchell tried to center a pass, goes all the way through to Moore. Moore puts it towards net off a shin guard. Velisca ripped a shot. That one knocked down. Moore with a stick on it, holds it in. Mitchell put it in deep for Esch. Esch behind the goal. Loose on the side of the net. Goaltender tried to get a stick on it, but puck played loose. Mattawan from the near side sends it cross ice. Supak there. Played back in the zone. Mattawan sends it near side. Esch drives the man off the puck. Played into the... Supak wrapped it around the wall for Esch, but held up by the Wildcats. Now played to neutral zone. Wildcats try to dump it in. Supak settles it. Sends a pass for Esch. Goes in the zone, but Esch is roughed up as soon as he gets there. Sova's there. Mitchell as well. Puck goes into the crease, and the goaltender will hold for a whistle. Mattawan goaltender Gavin Weech, a junior, wearing 00. Nichols wins the draw, back to Evers. Evers played it in deep. Mattawan with a stick on it. Now they break it out to neutral zone, off of Evers' skates. Evers from the corner, puts it behind the wall for Supak. Supak high off the wall. That one dumped deep, and the icing arm is up. And we'll bring it back for a defensive zone draw. Lucas Smilinich out for the Mattawan Wildcats, the defender, sophomore. Mattawan played it behind the net. Supak, breakout far side for Mikkelsen. Gets it to Osborne, played back by the Wildcats though. From the blue line, Evers holds it out. Mattawan goes in. Supak clears it to Osborne. Osborne leaves it at the wall. Fed back to Evers. Evers down low for Osborne into the skates. Puck played back to Supak at the point, plays it off the wall. Far side corner for Mikkelsen. Mikkelsen puts it in low. Shot from the corner, a save. Rebound, played by Caledonia. Dump out, cleared by, or held in by Quigley. Dumps it into the near side corner. Wildcats there, length of the ice. And we'll get an icing for whistle for icing. 6:38 left in the first, still scoreless. Nichols, Boltima, Lewandowski up front, Quigley, and Eitel on defense. Face-off won by Nichols, a shot by Boltima low. A save by the goaltender, rebound cleared out by the Wildcats, bouncing puck into the Caledonia zone, Aiden Eitel after it. Eitel behind his net, moves it to Boltima, shot in from the wall, saved by Hogue. Wildcats get the loose puck, pass back to the point near side. Low shot, saved by Hogue. Rebound played by Lewandowski, clears the zone, turns the Jets on, red line, blue line. Lewandowski had it poked off his stick, played by the Wildcats behind the goal line. They move it out to neutral zone. Quigley, pass back to Eitel, Eitel back to Lewandowski. Lewandowski skates his way in, takes a hit. Wildcats control the puck behind their own goal. Puck stopped by Nichols. Boltima in to help. Now played in deep. Nichols loses an edge. And we'll get a whistle. Our second penalty of the game, a hooking call on the Wildcats. Time for a power play goal here at Caledonia. They have not exactly capitalized on these opportunities so far this season. Osborne, Esch, Nichols, Evan Moore, and Boltima. Nichols on the face-off. Tied up at the dot, played behind the net for Osborne. Osborne pushes it into the corner. Wildcats there, loose puck at the blue line, now played by Osborne, gets it to Esch. Esch Pass to Baltimore, who gets it to Moore on the near side. Moore back to Esch on the wall. Esch down low. Shot by Nichols. That'll clear the zone. Baltimore's got it. Baltimore over for Moore on the near side. Moore retreats, moves it back to Baltimore. Baltimore back to Moore. Moore finds it in the feet. Moore stops at the red line. Moore's pass over for Esch, that's Nichols. Banged in by Esch. Esch carries it down low. Oh, that's Nichols, I'm sorry. Played behind the net. Esch after it. Wildcats in the corner, now up at the wall with it. Wildcats get possession, they carry it out hard off the wall and deep. Hogue settles it for Evan Moore. Moore comes out. Moore through mid-ice. Chases after it. Moore across the red line, blue line. Stops at the top of the zone. Gets it to Lewandowski. Loose puck for Supak. Down low, a shot. And a whistle here. It looks like a penalty is going to be whistled on Caledonia. Actually, it looks like a Mattawan player skates off. I don't know what the call was. Maybe an offsides? Supak, Mikkelsen, Mitchell, Sova, and Lewandowski. Played behind the net by Supak. Gabe Supak rushes it ahead. The junior defenseman. Supak right down the lane. Loose, a shot by Lewandowski and a save by the goaltender. Mattawan with the loose puck. They'll try to send it length of the ice. It'll go. But with 15 seconds left in the power play, Supak behind his own goal. Pressured, gets it to Sova. Sova into the middle. Picked off by the Wildcats and dumped back in deep. Mattawan's going to kill this penalty. They get their fifth skater back on the ice. Puck played by Supak. Supak's pass near side. Played by Sova. Kicked ahead by the Wildcats. Wildcats, a delayed offsides call. Lewandowski with the puck. Lewandowski near side for Sova. Sova across the red line. Puts a shot in on net. That's gloved, and he'll hold it for a whistle and a face-off. Wildcats move it out. They rush it in. Wildcats down low. Played through the crease all the way to the near side. Point man. Shot in. Deflected, and they score. Royce Teal on the goal. The deflection in from the point shot. And Mattawan takes the 1-0 lead. Jagger Burns on the face-off with Osborne, Mikkelsen, Quigley, and Eitel. Wildcats win, they carry it in. And we'll get a whistle for offsides. Face-off won by the Wildcats. They dump it in deep. Mikkelsen played it in the feet. Sorry, that's Landon Moore over there. A shot goes wide of Hogue. Loose on the near side. A shot. Hogue gets a glove on it. And we'll get a whistle. In that earlier play where Supak drove in and got a good shot on goal, the whistle was blown because a player's helmet came off. It was not a penalty. Sova wins the draw. Moore from behind his net. Cross ice. Supak up the wall with it. Played ahead. After the loose puck. Pass over near side for Esch. Esch driven into the wall. Keeps the puck though. Esch tried to move it to the middle. Supak got a stick on it in the corner for Sova. Sova's pass through the middle, no one there. Moore at the point position, played it in at the wall for Esch. Esch's pass out to Supak at the point. Supak shot in on net, blocked before it got to the goaltender. Wildcats send it near side on the breakout. Pass through the middle, goes long for the Wildcats. Supak plays it back for Sova, dumps it in. Wildcats pass, deflected by Moore. Puck played to neutral zone. After it is Quigley. Quigley cross ice. Itel sends it back to the near side for Esch. Esch in the zone. And we get a whistle and a penalty. Cross-check the call. Ethan Sova whistled on the cross-check. So Mattawan gets their first 5-on-4 of the game. Late in the first. Nichols, Esch, Quigley, and Itel, the penalty killers. Face-off won by Caledonia. Itel turns, tries to send it like the ice, but held in by the point. Played back to the wall. Mattawan sends it out of the zone. After it is Nichols. Mattawan with control, takes it behind their net. They'll look to set up a breakout. Pressuring is Lewandowski. Mattawan skates it ahead, mid-ice. Nichols with a stick on it. Lewandowski kept it out of the zone. Mattawan gets it back. They carry it into the far side. Pressure, sent back to the point. Top of the zone. Knocked down nicely by Nichols and cleared by Lewandowski. 1 minute remains in the first period. Caledonia shorthanded for the next minute 15. Wildcats through mid-ice. Pass to the near side, goes long, but they take control down low. Supak pressures, puck goes through the crease. Mattawan with control, pass out to the point. Now pass to the near side. Now to the wall, down low, in on goaltender, a save. Mattawan passes it back to the point man, shot, knocked down, rebound. Wildcats send it to the far side point, now to the near side. Wildcats send it back to the far side point. Now to the near side point, now near wall. Pressure by Supak, pass back, gotta leave the zone. 8 seconds left in the period. Mattawan from center ice, they'll just dump it in. Played by Supak. Supak's slap shot wraps around the wall, and we'll get a buzzer for the end of the first period. One to 0, your score after one. Intense game as predicted. We're going to get a cleaning of the ice. So we'll be back in about 13 or 14 minutes. Hit the bathroom or get a snack. We'll be back on the Pass Shoot Score Hockey Network. Unfortunately, that's not in reach.
Yeah.
I wish it would. I think I can get it out off that. Might just do this.
Off and I got too far away. It's off? No, I didn't know if you guys did. I can do my phone here.
I'll be back.
All right.
big beat. I think it's a must-win for us.
I would make them 2-2.
Big's a must-win. The only shitty part is I think we're end up in the 4th seed.
At like 7 a.m. Something dumb.
And it's going to be, last time we played them, what was it? 18-0?
8 was at a soccer game, but yeah, it wasn't good. So I don't, yeah.
Ran it one of the first games of the season.
Bryce was looking at that Caesars team on my hockey last night. They won like their last 2 games 18-0 and 18-1. Those are the last 2 games. Back up. Like you need to go play in some other division. I don't know.
Little Caesars in general, we need to get some video. Baja needs to change it here, right? It's ridiculous. See you guys later. Okay, practicing now.
I was gonna go a little slower.
I don't think
Okay. That's fine then.
All right, welcome back. Pass, Shoot, Score Hockey Network. Second period set to begin. Both teams back on the ice. Caledonia trails 1-0, and they start out on the penalty kill for another 25 seconds. All right, Caledonia now moves left to right. Supak, Esh, Evan Moore, and Bryce Mitchell, your penalty killers to start the period. 25 seconds left. And we are ready to roll. Mattawan wins the draw. They bring it in their own zone. Now they carry it near side. Pressure by Moore. Loosens the puck up for Esh. Esh into the zone. Harmon S, a shot over the net. Loose on the far side. Mitchell plays it deep behind the net. Wildcats there. 5 seconds left before Cal gets their fifth skater back. On the ice comes Sova. Sova plays it back in deep. Hard after it is Bryce Mitchell. Wildcats send it up the wall, but Sova's there. Shot in from the wall. Save. Oh, and a quick whistle. And we'll get a face-off in the offensive zone. Quigley and Velisca come in on defense. On the face-off, Sova played in the corner. Oh, big hit by Mitchell. Puck loosened up. Wildcats get a stick on it, but held up by Esch. Esch holds it in. Nope, delayed offsides. Wildcats get a moment to carry it out. Cross-ice pass goes long, deep in the Caledonia zone. Played by Hogue. Quigley bangs it around the net, far side for Mitchell. Mitchell, cross-ice pass through the air for Esch. Esch gets it in the zone, picked up by Sova. Sova, a shot over the net. Mitchell gets the rebound far side. Penalty arm is up. And looks like Sova is going to get whistled for a roughing call. So Cal back on the shorthanded. Penalty killer's out. Lewandowski, Nichols, Quigley, and Eitel. Offensive zone draw for the Wildcats. Mattawan wins the draw. They send it back to the point man. Now back to the near side wall. Pass far side, a shot saved by the goaltender, loose in front, and cleared out to the point man. Bangs it in deep, far side corner. Now around the net to the near side. Quigley goes into the corner after it. Puck played up the wall. Puck cleared out into neutral zone. Wildcats there. Taken down. That's Nichols. Off the wall, loose in front. Oh, Lewandowski tried to put it in short side and a save by the goaltender. Wildcats fumble it through neutral zone. They played it back towards the Caledonia zone. Good stick on defense by Eitel. Wildcats carried it down low. Wildcats behind the net. Caledonia on the penalty kill. Wildcats circle the zone. Top of the zone with it. Shot saved by Hogue. Goes into the corner. Wildcats move it behind the net. Quigley after it. Pass out to the point far side. Slides it over to the near point. Back to the far point. Pass deflected nicely by Nichols. A clearing attempt knocked down by the Wildcats. Another nice shot block by Nichols. Nichols with a puck. Can't clear it though. Nice job at the blue line by the Wildcats. Carried in behind the net. Now pass to the far side. Up at the point position. Good fake. Now a shot in on Hogue. A save and he'll hold for a whistle. .31 seconds left in the Mattawan power play. Supak, Burns, Esch, and Evan Moore come on for Caledonia. Faceoff goes in the corner, Moore after it. Puck played up the wall. Mattawan goes back and forth with it, back out to the top of the zone, near side now. Put into the corner, Mattawan. Nice hit by Supak. Supak gets control, backhands this one. Can't clear it though. Played behind the net, Moore. Hard around the wall for Esch. Esch tried to advance it along, gets it out of the zone. Harmon Esch carries it forward. Penalty arm is up as Mattawan's going to go to the box for hooking. Just as Caledonia kills their penalty kill, Mattawan will go on the disadvantage. Looks like Maddox Townsend whistled for the hooking call. Power play time for Caledonia. Lewandowski, Nichols, Mitchell, Mikkelsen, and Supak. Pass back to Supak at the point. Supak back to the wall for... That's Sova, a shot that's saved. Mikkelsen digs it out at the wall. Pass back to Supak at the point. Up top. A shot saved by the goaltender. Lewandowski in the crease trying to deflect it in, but good goaltending there by the Mattawan goaltender, Gavin Weech. Mitchell, Sova, Lewandowski. Will Mikkelsen and Gabe Supak. Sova on the face-off dot. Face-off sent into the wall. Wildcats got a stick on it, but held in the zone. Sova. Pass over for Supak. Goes long, but Supak bangs it. Soft on the wall for Mitchell. Plays it behind the net for Lewandowski. In the feet. Lewandowski digs after it. Mitchell in to help. Mitchell's got it in the corner. Mitchell gets it out for Supak. Supak down for Mikkelsen. Shot goes wide. Pass back to Sova. Sova for Supak. One-timer save. Rebound. Lewandowski behind the net. Had it taken away by the Wildcats. Oh, good poke there by Sova. But the Wildcats still got a stick and cleared it out. Supak from his own zone. Cross-ice pass for Sova. Brings it in the zone. Stops. Moves it for Mitchell. Mitchell is shot. A save by the goaltender. Comes all the way to the near side. Supak try to find Mikkelsen. Wildcats with a puck. They send it around the wall. Sova's going to be there. Sova carries in the corner. Now behind the net. Wildcats take it away. Play it up the wall. This will be played by Esch. Shot knocked down. Supak with a loose puck. Supak to Esch, a one-timer. Mitchell with a deflection, and they score! Bryce Mitchell, his first goal as a Caledonia Fighting Scot. And it comes at a great time on the power play here in the second period to even this game at 1. Two deflection goals here today. Shots in from the point. Goaltender's worst nightmare, if you ask me.
I can fact check that.
Just got fact checked by a goalie next to me. He said that's absolutely right. Nichols comes out with Lewandowski. And Baltimore.
Number 13, assisted by number 6, Harmon S. at 4:53 of period 2.
This one cleared out. Length of the ice. Icing arm is up, but the Wildcats play it at the red line. Puck goes loose near side. Lewandowski shot in towards net, goes wide. Loose puck played by Baltimore. Wildcats try to clear the zone. They've got a man cleared. Puck loose. Played back up the far side wall and deep. Icing arms up, and we'll get a whistle. Baltimore looks like switch of equipment, took the bubble off, went to a cage. Defensive zone draw. Mattawan with the win. Pass back to the point. Shot. Knocked down before it reached the goalie. Loose in front. Backhand. Saved by Hogue. Loose in the corner. Now comes to Mikkelsen. Mikkelsen carries out. He's got Landon Moore. Oh, poked off his stick and played back toward the Caledonia zone. Evan Moore gives chase. Moore, cross-ice pass. Played by Landon Moore. Landon carries behind the net. Near side corner. Up the wall for Mikkelsen. Taken away by the Wildcats. And then back by Cal. Landon gets it. Pass through the middle. Deflected by the Wildcats and deep. After it's Jagger Burns. Wildcats behind their net, near side. Lots of room to break it out. Wildcats into mid-ice, off the skate. They maintain control. Oh, and a penalty arm is up. Down low, a shot, and they score. Mattawan takes the lead. A good shot there by... Try to get a number... Looks like Ben Eddington. Took it blocker side on Hogue on the delayed penalty call, so that'll be squashed. Mattawan sends it into the Cal zone. Veliska sends a pass far side for Esch. Esch carries it ahead. He's got Sova with him. Esch gets it back. Esch over for Sova. Cleared by the Wildcats, but played by Osborne at the. This is Quigley. Pass out in front. Played off the skate. Esch with a shot. Loose in front. Mitchell took a bang at it. Cleared to the wall, far side. Mattawan moves it ahead after it's Veliska. Mattawan carries behind the net. Mitchell loosens it up. Bryce behind the net, sends it far side. Mattawan will be there. Played towards the net. Knocked down by Mitchell, played into neutral zone. After the loose puck is Esch. Esch has Sova. In front, shot and a save. Penalty arm is up. Esch with a shot that goes wide and a touch up by the Wildcats. A slash call on Mattawan. Maddox Townsend will go to the box for the Wildcats. Bultema, Nichols, Osborne, Esch, and Evan Moore on the power play. Face off won by the Wildcats. They'll send it deep immediately. Hogue settles it for Bultema. Bultema behind his own goal.
Put your Scots on the power play. Sponsored by Miles Indoor.
Bultema carries out, pass near side on the stick for Esch. Esch cross ice for Moore, deflects it in. Down low, played out by the Wildcats. Bultema plays it in his own zone. Hits Esch. Esch carries through the middle. Drives it in the zone. He'll hold, try to set something up. Esch at the far wall. Puts a shot deflected up into the net. Face off goes in the corner. Wildcats can't clear it. Comes out top of the zone. Bultema tried to played it in nicely. Gets it to Esch. Esch trying to find Nichols. Nichols in the corner. Nichols pass back to Esch. Esch to Moore. Moore back to Esch. Esch down to Nichols. Nichols in front for Osborne through the crease. Osborne after the loose puck. Wildcats are there and they send it length of the ice. Bultema behind his net. Mikkelsen comes on for Caledonia. Bultema now carries out. Pass near side for Mitchell. Mitchell at the red line. Sends it cross ice for Lewandowski. Lewandowski to Sova. Picked off by the Wildcats. Bultema gives chase. Pass in the middle. Connects. Down low, a shot goes wide. Loose puck far side corner. Wildcats with it. Pass in front, deflected, wide of net. Caledonia with possession, long range pass, kicked by the Wildcats, and dumped in deep. Sova gives chase behind the net. Sova now carries out, got pressure on his back. Pass to Mikkelsen connects. Mikkelsen at the blue line. And Wildcats take it right away, dump it deep. That'll do it for the Caledonia power play.
Both teams are at full strength.
From behind Hogue, pass near side, deflected off the stick of Supak, Isaiah Supak. Played to the middle, Lewandowski pressure, Sova got a stick on it, puck bounces to neutral zone, held up there by Gabe Supak. Gabe carries in on side, Supak gets hit, sends a pass to the middle, loose, in front, Isaiah shot and a save by the goaltender. Isaiah Supak, a senior at Caledonia. Great opportunity, nice shot right in the shooting lane. And nice save by Weish. Puck played in deep in the air. Goaltender knocks it down. After it's landed Moore. Supak. Puck loose, top of the zone. Mattawan carries it out. Good back check by Landon Moore. Loose for Isaiah Supak. Isaiah's got it. Feeds a pass over to his brother, Gabe. Gabe from the red line dumps it in deep. Behind the net, Jagger Burns. Burns makes his way through with the puck into the corner. Up the wall, Isaiah Supak pass back to Eitel. Eitel shot knocked down, loose. Played out by Mattawan. They carry it ahead. Mattawan through the middle with it. Penalty arm is up. Cal will touch up. Isaiah Supak will go for a tripping call. So Caledonia back on the penalty kill. Velisca out with Velisca sends it up the wall. Mattawan, point man, plays it back to the wall. Pass far side point, now top of the zone. Pass back to the near side. Mattawan trying to line something up. Sends it back top of the zone. Mattawan shot deflected wide of net. Mattawan gets the loose puck. Pass back to the point far side, now to the near side. Pass back to the far side point. Now to the near side wall. Shot in on Hogue, a save. Rebound. Cal trying to clear it off the wall. Clears the zone, but Mattawan holds it there. In neutral zone.
That's the play.
Mattawan on the power play. Shot, knocked down, and cleared by Caledonia. Good pressure by Lewandowski. Wildcats have it behind their own net, now carry it out. Sova with pressure through the neutral zone. Mattawan carries it in. Mattawan down low, a shot, saved by Hogue. Loose in front, knocked down nicely by Supak. Gabe Supak wrestles it away. Sova after the loose puck. Wildcats there though. They'll clear the zone. Esch trying to hold it at the wall. Wildcats move it back. Wildcats shot deflects up into the net. So with 30 seconds left on the penalty clock, Cal trying to kill it. Evan Moore is out with Drew Nichols, Gabe Supak, and Harmon Esch. Mattawan, far side point shot, saved and held by Hogue. Nichols wins the draw. Nichols goes down. Puck played by Moore, but held in by the Wildcats at the point position. Pass to the near side. Trying to handle it. Dumps it in deep behind the net. Supak wraps it harder on the wall. Comes out of the zone. Esch pressuring. And the door comes open. We'll get a whistle. Four seconds left in the Caledonia penalty kill. Jagger Burns out on the face-off. Mikkelsen, Evan Moore. And it looks like get off the ice, get off the ice.
Both teams are full strength by a Scots penalty.
Moore got a stick on it, played it out of play. Caledonia penalty expires, so we'll get 5 skaters back to 5-on-5 hockey. Jagger Burns, Osborne, Eitel, Mikkelsen, and Quigley. Face off won by the Wildcats to the point position. The shot in on Hogue, he gloves it for the whistle. Face-off tied up, loose, shot over the net. Quigley bangs it on the wall. Wildcats play it back in the corner, loose for Eitel behind his own goal. Played it out to the wall for Mikkelsen. Mikkelsen's backhand through mid-ice. Bouncing puck in the Mattawan zone. After it is Osborne. Osborne into the corner, gets it to Burns. Burns carries it behind the goal. Burns back into the corner, pass out to the point. Quigley in front, Mikkelsen a shot wide. Osborne with a loose puck in front. Played into the wall, and Wildcats will ice the puck with 3:29 left in the second. Evan Moore, Gabe Supak come out on D. Lewandowski, Nichols, and Boltema on the forward. Face-off won by Cal. Boltema played it in towards the net. That's gloved for a whistle. Nichols on the face-off. Puck played in the corner. Wildcats wrap it harder on the wall. Moore's going to try to hold it. It comes out. Supak gives chase. Gabe Supak in the corner. Harder on the wall. Loose for Boltema. Boltema. Pass over for Lewandowski, just out of his reach. Lewandowski holds it in the corner. Wildcats play it up the wall. Now back behind their own goal. Mattawan, far side break. Now pass near side, goes loose. Evan Moore is going to play it, dumps it in. Offside's delayed. Lewandowski's going in on it. The Wildcats carry it out. Through mid-ice, Wildcats still with possession. Moore got a stick on it into the wall. Wildcats into the corner. Puck tied up. Mattawan now in to help Nichols. Nichols carries it out far side. He's got some room to skate. Drew Nichols across the red line. Off the wall, dumps it in deep. Mattawan behind their own goal with it now. Out to neutral zone. Moore is going to play it back in. Delayed offsides. Turnover by the Wildcats. Mitchell on the far side wall. Cleared out to neutral zone, but loose now to Esch. Esch off the wall near side for himself. Esch down low. Harmon with a shot, and he scores! Harmon Esch with a beautiful shot under the crossbar, near side, and Caledonia ties the game at 2. Sova, Mitchell, and Esch up front. Veliska and Quigley on defense. Offsides whistle here. Ethan Sova on the faceoff. Wins it back for Veliska. Veliska, cross ice pass for Esch. Esch over for Mitchell, but gets knocked down by a skate, and Mattawan carries it ahead. Mattawan on the near side. Into the skates of Veliska, played behind the net. Quigley now to the far side corner. Mattawan up the wall, held up by Mitchell. Quigley digs after it. Mattawan pushes it behind the net. Mattawan with control, near side. Now a cycle into the corner, pass out in front, played by Quigley, loose. Mattawan got a stick on it, off a skate, and it comes out to neutral zone. After it is Sova. Mattawan, backhand, clears the zone, but goes long. Veliska, pass over for Quigley. Quigley dumped it in. Deep for Mitchell. Mitchell into the corner, ties it up. Burns on the wall. Tried to feed a pass to the middle. Burns, tied up at the wall, gets it back, gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell down low, a shot off the side of the net. Osborne pressures. Now the Wildcats move it out. Supak pressures, holds it there. Mattawan dumps it in deep. but Mitchell with control. Mitchell sends a bouncing puck near side. Hard after the loose puck is Osborne. Osborne goes down into the wall. Loose puck, Supak's looking for it. Or no, Burns behind the net. Burns, stick lift. Wildcats, harder on the wall near side. Supak can't hold it in. Comes out into the Caledonia zone. Evan Moore is there. Moore, long range pass, knocked down by the Cats. They dump it in, knocked down by Supak. Trying to find it in the feet, gets pinned into the wall. Played ahead by Osborne. Wildcats, though, dump it in deep. And that will do it for, oh, we'll get a quick whistle here. An icing call with a half a second on the clock. Burns on the faceoff, half second on the clock. Man. We'll end this period 2-2. That does it. Second period over. 2-2 your score. An exciting game here at Patterson Ice Arena.
Halftime score for Wrigley Field, Michigan 7, Northwestern 6.
We'll take about a 13-minute break here on the Pass Shoot Score Network. Come on back for an exciting third period. All tied at 2. We'll be back.
Okay, I think I have to go as well.
All right, welcome back on the Pass Shoot Score Hockey Network. Third period set to begin. Both teams back on the ice. 17 minutes of hockey. Mattawan played an overtime game last night and won 6-5, so they probably don't want to see this go in overtime. Although, since they won, maybe they're confident. Out first for Caledonia, Boltima, Nichols, Lewandowski, Evan Moore, and Gabe Supak. We are ready to roll. Face-off won by Caledonia. Supak sends it up the wall for Boltima. Loose for Nichols. Nichols has it poked off his stick, gets it back, sends in the middle for Lewandowski, a one-timer. That's saved by the goaltender. Wildcats loosen the puck up. Now they carry it ahead through mid-ice. Pass far side. Moore disrupts it, goes loose into the goaltender. Played for Lewandowski. Lewandowski can't clear the zone. Mattawan can't keep it in. Near side for Supak. Supak sends a pass cross ice for Lewandowski. Jumps his stick. He goes down. Mattawan with control. They'll send it near side. In the feet. Held up by Supak. Wildcats can't get it out. Now they get it down deep. Hogue settles it on the stick. Moore behind the net. Chipped into the far side wall for Nichols. Held in by the Wildcats. Wildcats from the corner. Centering pass knocked down by Nichols. Hard off the wall near side. Point man will hold it in. At the wall. Wildcats behind the net. Far side corner. Supak after it. Wildcats there. Now they send a pass out loose. A shot saved by Hogue. Rebound. And played by Boltima. He'll send it length of the ice. And we'll get an icing whistle. Sova on the face-off. He's out with Esch, Veliska, Mitchell, and Quigley. Near side point, backhand in deep, played by Hogue for Veliska. Veliska around the far side wall for Mitchell. Held up by the Cats. Played by Sova. Sova clears the zone. Mattawan sends it right back in. Played by Quigley. Quigley in a neutral zone for Esch. Jumped his stick, icing waved off. Loose behind the net, Mitchell pressuring. Loose. Caledonia, Mitchell behind the net. Mitchell out in front, a shot, save. Mitchell gets it back. Mitchell at the far wall. Top of the zone, now sends it in deep for Sova. Disrupted before he can get a shot off. The net comes off. And we'll get a whistle. Burns, Landon Moore, Osborne up front, Evan Moore, and Aiden Itel on defense. Face-off won by Cal. Itel, cross ice pass for Osborne, goes in the zone. Cats play it back. Chipped around Moore and deep. Behind the net, Aiden Itel. His pass through neutral zone out of the reach of Osborne, played by Mattawan. Mattawan tried to rush it in, caught in the feet, loose. Osborne will pick it up. Osborne into the Mattawan zone at the wall. Held up there, in to help is Burns. Mattawan, though, digs it out. Gets around the defender, loose to Quigley, or Itel. Sends it backhand through neutral zone. Burns picks it up. Burns goes in all alone. Far side wall, nicely done. Taken away, though, by Mattawan. Sent out of the zone. Bouncing puck goes deep. Icing waved off. Veliska behind his own goal. Veliska up the wall, picked off by the Mattawan. Carried in deep, centering pass, one-timer on the doorstep. Loose, and the net comes off. And we'll get a whistle. Ultima Lewandowski. Nichols up front, Veliska, and Supak on defense. Mattawan wins the draw, they carry it, now dump it in deep. Behind the net, Veliska, far side corner, Mattawan with a stick on it, Veliska pestering. Mattawan in the corner, centering pass, picked off by Supak. Supak hits Nichols, Nichols dumps it in for Lewandowski, Lewandowski in the corner. Puck bounces behind the net, Lewandowski after it. Mattawan takes it away, far side. Mattawan clears the zone, Supak with it. Supak pass in the middle, deflected deep by Bultema. Mattawan with the puck out of their own zone as Cal gets a change. Good hit by Esch at mid-ice. Mattawan keeps control though. Dumped in, and Hogue will get a glove on it for a whistle. Face off won by the Cats. Shot and in on Hogue for the glove save and whistle. Sova on the face-off. Defensive zone pulled out by Caledonia. Sova cross ice, clears the zone. After it is Esch. Cats though get possession. They dump it in deep. Behind the net, Sova far side. Up the wall for Mikkelsen. Mikkelsen uses the body and we'll get a whistle. Caledonia has whistled on a penalty, but it looks like Mattawan on the retaliation gets whistled as well. So we'll get coincidental minors. Ryer Mills goes for Mattawan. William Mikkelsen will go for Caledonia. Five on five, coincidental minors called. 10:42 left, or 10:42 in the third. Both players will come out. Mitchell, Supak, Sova, Esch, and Evan Moore out for Caledonia. Face-off just outside the Caledonia zone. Tied up in the feet. Caledonia pushes it ahead. Played ahead by Esch. Kicked in. Sova's there. Sova. Loose puck out from Evan Moore. Moore sends it far side for Supak. Supak carries it into the corner, taken off his stick by the Cats, and they'll out it. Puck goes into the Caledonia zone. Moore after it. Mattawan sends a pass back to the point. A shot in on goal, a save. Moore hard off the wall, but held in by the Cats. Puck rattles around behind net. Mattawan centers a pass, loose puck, played by Moore. Moore gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell up for Esch, just out of his reach, but Harmon will have it. Centers it for Mitchell, a shot just wide. Mitchell up the far wall, pulls it there. Mitchell has it pulled away by Mattawan. Mattawan sends it in the air, icing arms up, and we'll bring it to the offensive zone. Quigley with a shot from the point, a save. And we'll get a whistle as that goes out of play. That was Eitel with a shot. Eitel, Quigley on defense, Boltima, Nichols, and Lewandowski up top for Caledonia. Nichols on the face-off. Puck tied up, Nichols pulls it out, drives it towards the net, played behind the net. Mattawan pulls it to the near side, off the wall. Quigley tries to hold it in, comes out, played towards the middle. Mattawan drives it ahead. Nicely done by Eitel, gets it to Lewandowski. Lewandowski drives it ahead. Played for Nichols. Nichols tried to feed a backdoor pass to Lewandowski off a skate and played out of the zone by Mattawan. This one picked off by Quigley. Quigley played it to the middle, picked up by Nichols. 3-on-2, Nichols has to get around one. Nichols into the corner with it. Behind the net, Nichols tried to center it off some skates, gets it back. Nichols, another centering pass goes off a skate, gets it back though. Nichols up the wall. Nichols down low, Nichols, pass in front, knocked down. Boltima has it, far corner. Boltima up the wall. Boltima shot knocked down. And cleared by Mattawan. After it is Quigley. Quigley behind his own goal on the breakout. Quigley stops at the blue, tries to get it to Mitchell in the feet. Sova in to help. Comes out for the Wildcats. They'll dump it in deep. Icing arm is up. And we'll bring it down for an offensive zone draw. Ethan Sova, Esch, Mitchell, Supak, and Evan Moore. Played at the wall. Caledonia now comes out. Wildcats goes loose to neutral. Supak plays it in deep. Mattawan from behind the net, pinched off in the corner by Esch. Loose puck played by the Wildcats. 3-on-2, 4-on-2. Pass into the middle. Loose, a shot. Rebound in front, and his net comes off. And we'll get a whistle. Defensive zone draw here for Caledonia. Face-off played ahead. Esch carries it ahead, 3-on-2. Esch takes it wide, far side. Esch rips a shot, saved by the goaltender and up and into the net for a whistle. Sova on the face-off, Mitchell, Esch, Supak, and Evan Moore. Face-off in the feet. Caledonia moves into the corner, Mitchell behind the net. Wildcats get a stick on it, comes to Moore at the wall, bangs it back behind the net for Mitchell. Mitchell, pass in front, knocked down, and Mattawan able to move it out. Mattawan lost it at the blue line, played by Sova. Mattawan gets it in deep. Supak after the loose puck behind the net. Carries it out far side. Pass up the wall for Mitchell. Clears the zone. Mattawan with control at neutral zone. Caledonia gets some fresh legs on the ice. Puck dumped in deep. Evan Moore after it. Leaves it for Supak. Supak pass up for Osborne. Osborne try to feed a pass through the middle. Gets it back though. Osborne from the corner to Burns. Loose puck for Moore, jumped his stick to neutral zone. Moore played it back, played by Mattawan. Dumped in deep. They'll get a change. Supak behind the net. Pass to Osborne. Osborne's pass played by the Wildcats. They'll dump it far side. Landon Moore is there. Landon Moore, cross ice for Osborne on the tape. Osborne rips a shot, is gloved for a whistle and face off. Quigley, Itel, Boltima, Nichols, and Lewandowski. Drew Nichols on the faceoff. Tied up in the feet, taken by Lewandowski. Backhand goes behind the net, far side wall. Mattawan can't clear it. Itel rips a shot, goes wide. Puck played near side, bounces out. Neutral zone. Mattawan carries it ahead. Through the middle, Itel disrupts. Puck loose. Wildcats send a pass back to the point. A shot. Save by Hogue. Cleared to neutral zone. Taken by Boltima. Boltima across the blue line. Puck played back by Mattawan. Their backhand goes in deep for our side corner. Itel behind the net. Ties it up at the wall. Aiden Itel, backhand up the near side wall. This will be played by the point. Back to the wall. Now a centering pass goes all the way through and out of the zone. Mattawan regroups mid-ice. Pass near side on the break-in. Oh, lost an edge. Puck played back behind the net. Tried to center it. Played by Hogue. Mattawan with it. Pass out in front. Goes all the way through. We'll get a whistle. Off just out of the Cal zone. Esch, Sova, Mitchell, Supak, and Veliska. Supak in his own zone. Pass through the middle. Tried to connect with Sova, taken away by the Wildcats and played out of play. .6:54 left in the third. Offensive zone draw for Caledonia. Sova slides in for the faceoff. Sova played behind the net. Up the wall for Supak. Supak back behind the net for Sova. Sova back to the far side wall. Wildcats there, high off the glass into neutral zone. Veliska's there. Just played it back for Mitchell. Mitchell back to Veliska. Veliska off the wall. Played for Sova and Esch. Tied up here at the wall. Taken out by Sova. Sova cross ice for Mitchell. Mitchell off the wall deep and icing is whistled. Face-off played by Cal, held in by the Wildcats. Mattawan with control now in the zone. Shot goes wide. Loose in the corner. Mattawan cycles behind the net. Supak with a good stick on it. Wrapped it around near side. Point man will play it. Puck deflects up into the air. Glove down by Burns, but picked up by the Wildcats. Pass back to the point man. Shot goes wide. Played by Hogue. Cleared out to the near side. Not out of the zone. Point man played it in towards net. And that one deflects up into the netting. Defensive zone draw. Drew Nichols, Boltima. Mattawan with a stick on in the corner for Nichols. Nichols behind net. Mattawan sends it back to the near side. Nichols there. Absorbs a hit, comes out with the puck. Nichols high off the glass to neutral zone, glove down by Mattawan. They send it back in the zone. Aiden Nitel back in a neutral zone. Mattawan dumps it in, delayed offsides, but played ahead by Quigley. Quigley crosses the blue line, dumps it in deep, wraps all the way around the wall for Lewandowski. Nitel a shot towards net, and that'll be gloved by the goaltender for a whistle. Ethan Sove on the face-off. Bultema, Lewandowski, Supak, and Evan Moore. Cal with it in the zone. Wildcats, though, able to clear it. Now they drive it ahead on the near side. Wildcats down low. Centering pass. A save by Hogue. And held for the whistle. Nice one-timer. Some extracurriculars after the whistle, so we'll get coincidental rough calls. Baltimore will serve for Caledonia. Face-off comes out to neutral zone, just outside the Caledonia zone. Sova, Ash, Mitchell up front. Evan Moore and Supak on defense. Face-off deflected right out of play. Face-off back to Caledonia, Moore to Supak. Supak up the wall for Ash. Goes long, Wildcats play it back for Supak. Over for Moore. Moore poked off his stick. Down deep, Wildcats behind the goal. Pass out in front, deflected away, Supak trying to clear it. Sova. Dumped in deep by the Wildcats. Behind the net, Moore gets it to Supak. Supak gets it to Esh. Esh carries it through mid-ice. Weaves his way to the near side. Esh dumps it in. Behind the net, Sova. Tried to center it off a skate. And penalty arms up. So Mattawan gets a power play here late in the third. Ethan Sova is going to go for roughing. And a defensive zone draw. Timeout whistled by Mattawan. We'll be back in a minute.
Timeout by Mattawan.
On the penalty kill, Lewandowski, the Supak, Nichols, and Evan Moore. Moore tries to out it, played in by Mattawan at the point position. Pass to the far side, Mattawan. Top of the zone, now pass back to the far side. Shot top of the circle, that's saved by Hogue for the whistle. Drew Nichols on the face-off here in the D zone. Face-off won by Cal, tied up. Nichols trying to find it. Played by Mattawan back to the point position. Mattawan carries to the middle, stuck in the feet. Now they move it near side. Now they move it down low at the wall, back to the point. Back to the far side point. Back to the far side wall. Oh, we lost an edge, loose puck. Moore carries it. Gets it to Nichols. Nichols ahead. Gets it to Lewandowski down low, a shot. And saved by the goaltender. 3-on-2 opportunity for Caledonia. Mitchell, Esch, Quigley, and Itel on the penalty kill with 1:16 left. Face-off won by Cal. Itel dumps it in deep, far side corner. After it is Esch. Mattawan gets control. Mattawan on the near side, pressured by Esch. Mattawan, Esch after it. Mattawan skates it now through, back into the Cal zone. Mattawan with it down low, a shot. Stuff saved by Hogue, pinned it up on the post. And Mattawan trying to stuff it in. Neutral zone draw. Mitchell on the face-off. Quigley, Esch, and Itel. Face-off won by Mattawan. They'll cycle it D to D. Neutral zone. Cross the red line. Now a far side pass into the zone and deep. After it, behind the net, Itel. Mattawan keeps control in the corner. Now up the wall. Pass back to the point. Far side point. A shot, save, rebound, and they score. Mattawan with a power play goal. And they pull ahead 3-2 here late in the third period. Back to 5-on-5, Nichols, Boltema, Lewandowski up top, Moore, Evan Moore, and Supak on defense. Face-off, play to the far side, Moore gets a stick on it, tried to play it up the wall. Wildcats try to dump it in, but hits off a bench player, and we get a whistle. Face-off won by Cal. Supak drives it ahead at the red line, dumps it in deep. Goes behind the net. Nichols after it. Mattawan with possession. They'll dump it deep. Icing, arms up. Drew Nichols on the offensive zone draw. And we get a timeout on the Caledonia side. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Timeout, Caledonia.
.229 on the game clock. Cal trails by 1. Face off. Played by Cal in the corner. Nichols up the wall. Moore sinks down, holds it in, moves it to the near side of the ice. Supak can't hold it in, comes out to neutral zone. Bultema after it. Played in deep by Mattawan. Moore holds it there. Supak behind the net. Supak chases far side corner. Finds a lane to escape. Supak, long range pass on the tape for Nichols, or Lewandowski. A shot through the crease. Mattawan with it, long range bomb. Goes wide, empty net on the Caledonia side as Mitchell joins play. Mitchell weaves his way through. Bryce Mitchell carries across the red line. Loses a stick. Puck played out to the middle. Loose in the feet, and a long range shot by Mattawan's gonna go wide. And we'll get a whistle for icing. An empty net, 6-on-5 here, as Cal tries to even this game up with 1:33 seconds left. Quigley, Supak, Nichols, Esch, Lewandowski, Bultema. Quick whistle. Drew Nichols on the faceoff. Cal wins it. Bultema with a stick on it. Puck loose. Mattawan sends it deep, and we'll get another whistle for icing. .75 seconds left. Bultema, Nichols, Lewandowski, Esch. Mattawan with the win. They send it length of the ice again. This one goes towards the net and across the goal line for another icing call. Face off, puck played in the corner. We'll get a whistle again. Zamboni doors weren't closed. Face off, played by Mattawan. This one deep, and it's going to go wide of net. Another icing call. Well, they've drained 19 seconds on 4 icing calls. That's one way to do it. Sova is out on face-off. Nichols, Quigley, Supak, Esch, and Lewandowski. Puck played out of the zone. After it now, Mattawan. Supak after the loose puck. Supak clears it back to neutral. Lewandowski drives it ahead. Lewandowski down low. Loose for Sova. Shot save. Rebound goes wide of the net. Nichols from behind the net. Carries it out far side. Loose. Supak can't hold it in. 40 seconds left in the period. Quigley. Cross ice pass. Cal near side for Esch. Esch trying to get it out. Long range shot by Mattawan and they score. .28 seconds left on the clock. Mattawan now with a 4-2 lead. Empty net goal. Face off played by Caledonia. Evan Moore crosses the red line. Drives it in. Gets it to top of the zone. Mikkelsen had it poked off his stick into the wall. Mattawan long range shot again. This one will go for icing. Face off won by Cal. Eitel from the blue line sends it to the wall. Shot by Mikkelsen, deflected by Landon Moore. And that buzzer does it. Mattawan comes into Patterson and takes the close game. 4-2. A late third period goal, power play goal, and an empty netter seals it. Mattawan moves to 3-0 on the season. Cal drops to 2-1. Next game for Caledonia will be on the road this Tuesday as they take on Sparta downtown at Griff's Ice House, Belknap Griff's Ice House. A day game. We'll be live on the Pass Shoot Score Network for that one. And then looking ahead, we have another game next Saturday, 8:30 here at Patterson against Forest Hills Central. Another competitive league game. 4-2 your final. Thanks for watching Pass Shoot Score Network. Until then, have a great rest of your weekend.